Hello, everybody. Welcome to the weekly bump. Thanks so much for being here. As always, we have 3 piles, pile 1, 2, and 3, all with aura quartz. Pile 1 is a purple aura quartz, pile 2 a yellow, pile 3 is blue. So take a moment and allow yourself to choose which pile you feel directed to. Now, not everyone is always so connected to a pile. That's perfectly fine. Just allow yourself to randomly pick one. I always say there's an element of destiny involved with these. All right, timestamps will be in the description box in the comment thread down below, so you can quickly jump from pile to pile, and we'll see you there. Okay, pile number 1, you guys selected the purple aura quartz. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Okay, Page of Swords, Ace of Wands, 5 of Wands, 5 of Coins, 2 of Cups, and the Lovers. You know, I'm not quite sure why, but I'm feeling a really strong social component here. Especially with the 2 of Cups and the Lovers at the very end. Almost as though there's a lot of emotional support for the risks that you're thinking of taking. Friends, family, you know, that kind of thing. Being very in your corner. Because I'm actually seeing this Page of Swords. Do you know what just kind of came to my mind was the movie The Lion King, little Simba, who's like trying to be a big old lion, like trying to start roaring, but it just kind of comes out as a little squeak. I kind of feel like this Page of Swords is kind of like that, like so ready to like take on the world, but also at the same time, like just not quite there yet. But it's going to come in time, and I think the faith in that coming into yourself is going to be really, really important. And that's why I think there's so much love and support around you, is because they see your potential. They see the potential of the idea, the potential of the risk, or the potential profit from the risk, rather. And I don't think anyone's really so concerned about this 5 of Coins here, which can often indicate a feeling of scarcity or lack. But I kind of feel like you know that that's a thing, right? Okay, 5 of Coins, that's a thing. We get it. We get it that there might be a financial risk. We get it that it might not necessarily work out perfectly. And so what? So I don't really think this 5 of Coins has a lot of clout. But there are people who want to give it a lot of clout. And the people who are sitting here listing down the negatives of your idea are the people that are living in their own scarcity mindset. And it's kind of like you stepping aside from things, stepping aside from what people say, and just realize that they're just projecting back on themselves. And that's it. And that's all it is, which means this doesn't really touch you here. Because the things that really matter is your intention and your readiness. And we have this beautiful Ace of Wands. Now, what I love this week, Jupiter coming back into Aquarius, coming into an opposition with Mars. Okay, this opposition with Mars, Leo Aquarius axis, it kind of feels like there's an internal switch that's been officially like switched. And I don't know that you're going to be able to turn off this desire that you have. This desire for the changes that you've been seeking, which is a whole year type of thing with Uranus square Saturn. We're all seeking some kind of radical change in our life. But the desire is starting to get quite potent right now, maybe even a little romanticized, which is good because it kind of drives you even more. And what even enhances that is the 2 of Cups and the Lovers. Like from what I'm seeing here is you're so safe in your choices right now. You're so safe in the risks that you want to take. And people around you, they know you're safe, right? They know you're safe. Okay, beautiful Neptune. There is something a little dreamy about this set of cards for some reason. It really is about chasing your dreams, following your heart. It's so romantic. It's so Piscean in nature. I don't know, maybe that's because you've got Moon in Pisces today. Maybe it's just kind of adding to that a little bit. But there's this quality of idealism and really seeing the best, right? Because when you look into the mysterious unknown, you're free to project into it whatever you wish. These people, Five of Wands people, are projecting scarcity and lack and fear, but you're not doing that because you're observing the effects of what happens to other people when they do that. So here you are in a position of clarity and, of course, readiness. And a beginner mind, right? This Page of Swords is very much a beginner mind. And because you are a beginner mind, you're capable and you're open to learn a lot. And Neptune is like, well, be prepared because you're about to learn a lot, okay? Financial and material changes along with triumphant success. See, I know it's going to be a success for you. Seems like an inevitability at this point, as have a lot of things as we've been doing these monthlies and weeklies. I feel like I keep repeating myself, like it's inevitable that it will work. It's inevitable that this will happen. It's inevitable that this change will occur. Financial and material changes. It's inevitable. If you have to take a little bit of a financial hit, don't stress. That's what you've got your people for. That's what you've got your network and your angels sort of hovering over you here. They're really, I don't know. I feel like you can't do anything wrong at this point. The only thing that you could do wrong is just not doing anything or by resisting the urges that you have to do something. Okay? I guess we're going to keep these really short this week. I don't really feel like there's that complicated of a story coming out here. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. And, you and your loved ones are safe. Well, there you go. You are safe. It's all good. So if you have a decision on the line that you might be worried may impact your children, it won't. I mean, well, it will, but it won't be a negative effect. And this sort of Neptunian dream space, idealistic, kind of bright-eyed and bushy-tailed Neptunian quality is so beautiful. But make sure you apply that to yourself, right? Spirituality and practicality. You do want to make sure you are being practical with things. I would be hesitant to incorporate too many people into your path right now. Because there is the tendency to maybe believe a little too much in somebody, and it's probably, they may kind of let you down or something like that. Your belief needs to be directed toward you. Your belief needs to be directed toward your ideas, your desires for self-expression, and the things that you want to do and achieve. Okay? That's the practical side of it. Because when these two meet, spirituality and practicality, that's where real magic happens, because you can actually carry things forward to completion. Okay, now we have Neptune with a card that says imagine, with the Ace of Wands, which is about action. So imagine what happens when you succeed. Imagine what happens when it works out, when you meet that love of your life. Imagine what happens when you are healthy, you have that new home, you have that spiritual group around you that loves and supports you. Imagine. Feel free to imagine in the good this week. Jupiter opposite Mars. Mars at the very last degrees of Leo, about to move into Virgo. Take advantage of these last couple of degrees. As of the time of doing this reading, it's at 28 degrees, 11 minutes. Okay, so just under 2 degrees left here. So take advantage the next couple of days of this sort of, just the best, believing in the best. Because Leo doesn't want anything but the best. The angel of balance. Well, that's lovely. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. This is your chance to consciously create balance in your life. It's not just about meditating all the time. You know, there has to be some effort in some way, shape, or form put into something. But the thing is it won't feel like effort. It's not drudgery. It's not, well, if I don't do this, then it won't happen. It's because you actually really want to like get up off the couch and do it. It's a desire, something you want. Okay. Look, triumphant success, and then we have success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love, and we have the Two of Cups and the Lovers. Whatever you're facing right now, there is a component of love. There is a love, not only a romantic love for some of you, but it's like just love. Jupiter coming back into Aquarius. This is love. This is kind of the thing that makes the cosmos go round, so to speak. It's like the spirit, being injected with spirit here. You can't go wrong. And then we have, when I connect to the spiritual realm, I open the door to receive divine guidance, clear direction, and great wisdom. You open the door to receive divine guidance with the angels here, clear direction with the sword here, and great wisdom with Neptune being present. Neptune being connected with the with the crown chakra, which does indicate higher level wisdom and higher level understanding. So whatever changes, whatever fluctuations this week or this month, really, as we make our way into August, there's no need to stress. Okay? All right, you guys, I'm going to leave you there. Thank you so much. Have an amazing week. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. All right, pile number 2. You guys selected the yellow aura quartz. So let's take a look here. 8 of Swords, Ace of Coins, 4 of Swords, 2 of Swords, Knight of Wands, and 3 of Swords. Let me think about this for a second. I'm feeling skeptical of this Ace of Coins. Don't ask me why. I'm not quite sure. Something's off about it. And I'm getting 2 cards with 2 blindfolds on it. There seems to be something you're not looking at or don't want to look at, and I think it has to do with the Knight of Wands. Coming from this sort of 3 of Swords place. There's like this feeling of being willfully deceived, almost like you're not wanting to look at past evidence. I think what needs to really happen before any decisions are made with someone that may have disappointed you in the past, or it doesn't have to be a person. It could also be a situation, right? A situation that arises, whether in the office or around the house or whatever, that somehow just like you keep trying, or you keep wanting to believe, you keep wanting it to be this great thing, and it continually fails to deliver. And this 4 of Swords and 2 of Swords in the very center of the reading here, to me, is a suggestion of taking a step back before you officially commit to anything or anyone. Really think about, is this what you truly want? This could also be in a different form. Let me explain the other form, because I just got a flash in my mind of like you getting a promotion at work, which would require more responsibility, more money, but more responsibility. But there's a part of you that might be considering, quitting and starting your own business or something. And so there's that dilemma there. Do you continually put your dream on a back burner or not? And I feel like something is like kind of an ultimatum-y type of deal. And that's why this Four of Swords is like, take a step back before you make a decision. Two of Swords. Before you pick a path. Before you pick a path reactively. Take a minute to just breathe, because we have Mercury coming into Leo this week, and Mars moving into Virgo. I think these placements here, especially Mercury through Leo, is going to really focus, really force us into our most pure truth. And this is actually a good time to make decisions, but the decisions that we ultimately end up making might not be the quote-unquote mainstream decisions. And so you're going to have to deal with the fact that these decisions aren't mainstream. And you're going to have to deal with the fact that you're going to confront some kind of fears and blockages with things. And you're going to have to find your way out. The way out is not with the situation that continually leads to a Three of Swords. You're going to have to do something different. You're going to have to use different words to explain something to someone. You're going to have to make a different choice. You're going to have to behave in a different way. Mars comes into Virgo. It's about behavior. It's about what you do. Your actions. Well, there you go. Mars, your actions. It's about what you do. What you do determines how good of a person you really are, right? If you choose to say certain words, or you choose to help somebody or something, right? It's a lot different than if you choose to only help yourself. By not choosing the Knight of Wands, whether that's a person or a situation, whatever that symbolizes for you, by not choosing that, you're not only helping yourself, but you are actually helping this other person too. By getting them to maybe think that, oh, maybe this person, you guys can't be taken advantage of anymore. You guys can't be kind of deceived anymore. Well, okay. This is a really psychic day for me. I don't know what's going on. The deception and envy. I've even used the word deceived. Deception and envy. Stand your ground. Stand your ground with your decision to not choose the Three of Swords. No one wants to be back here. If you can avoid it with a choice, why wouldn't you? Stand firm. For some reason that word evidence is coming into my mind, and I do feel like it's almost as though you have to display the evidence to this Knight of Wands. You have to be like, well, these are the reasons why, right? This is why I don't want to commit. This is why I don't want to do the thing. This is why I won't accept the promotion or whatever, and it's very clear-cut descriptions as to why. Make sure that you're not deceiving yourself. Another scenario I thought just popped into my head with the word envy is we have this Knight of Wands. If you find yourself envious of something, because this is a card of Sagittarius actually, so it's very Jupiterian. So it is associated with a lot of the fun and pleasurable aspects of life. There's a lot of material wealth. The Sagittarius archetype, I'm not saying Sagittarius people per se, because that'll depend on their own individual chart, but the Sagittarius archetype does have a lot of flashiness to it, right? It can have a materialistic quality. They're not usually attached to material so much. It's not about that. It's just about enjoying life, enjoying being a human being, enjoying the material world, because why not? You're here. And so I'm wondering if there might not be some envy toward this person, and therefore decisions to try to get what they have might be in front of you as well, but you know that those decisions toward the more materialistic path won't lead to anything fulfilling. A lot of different ways this could manifest for you guys. Have faith in your dreams. Right now you're being asked to not sacrifice what it is that you feel in your heart that you really want. And if there is a little bit of a cost involved, then pay it. So be it, right? If you're wanting to go live in the woods, and I used this example earlier, if you want to go live in the woods and it means you have to quit your job, well, then that's what it means. This is all about determining what you want the most. Show the world the real you. Last degrees of Mars and Leo, and then of course we have the sun coming through Leo as well. So there's this wonderful opportunity to really let yourself shine and to not sacrifice. Okay? No place like home. Now, whenever this card comes out, I rarely feel that it has anything to do with like the actual home or house, okay? I feel like it's home, you coming back to yourself. You are your own home, all right? Or connecting with source or spirit in a real way. And when you are truly connected, then nothing is really that hard. Oh, door to spirit. You know, I think you are being called back home to a degree here. And imagination, the spirit is using your own imagination to help get you there. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Creativity doesn't depend on other people. I'm kind of feeling like playing it close to the vest right now and not necessarily telling everybody what you're doing and not letting everyone in on your projects or your ideas. You know, like I wouldn't recommend talking about it too much on social media. This is about doing it and then telling people that you did it. And then we have, I can decide today to recalibrate my energy and commit to love and joy. This is not calibrated energy. If you find yourself being pulled toward this, you're not calibrated. So we have the Four of Swords to remember to come back specifically for recalibration so that you can make decisions and take action in a way that's actually helpful for you instead of in a way that's going to set you back or set you back into another pattern or catapult you into another kind of a mess. All right, well, this is the year of getting out of all that stuff and starting clean and fresh. And as we move into 2022, which is a 6 year, which is ruled by Venus, this is going to be about enjoyment, right? Venus is a very pleasurable planet. So, yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to leave you guys there. Thank you guys so much. I love you. Have a good week. Talk to you soon. Okay, pile number 3, you guys selected the blue. So let's take a look here. 6 of Cups, 3 of Cups, 5 of Swords, King of Wands, 9 of Cups, and Justice. Kind of feeling similar vibes to pile 2 that I just did. 6 of Cups, 3 of Cups. Let's start with these two. There seems to be something kind of magical happening, and there seems to be a lot of reason for you to be happy and celebratory and, you know, rejoiceful and just feeling really good and being with your friends and the people that make you laugh and, you know, just really just enjoying life. I think what happens when we're like truly enjoying life is we start to get the attention of people, and not always the people that we necessarily want. Now, I love a King of Wands. I don't think there's anything wrong with him, but he's coming through with the 5 of Swords as well, and he's kind of looking through the 5 of Swords at your happiness here. And it makes me a little bit nervous because I feel that there's potential. Now, I'm not going to say this is definitely going to happen for all of you, but there's potential for anxiety regarding this particular person. And I'm almost kind of seeing like the part of you that's out in the world having fun, but then when you come home at night, there's this 5 of Swords kind of creeping through your being, and Five of Swords has a lot to do with what I always say, toxic patterns and bad habits. There's temptation here. But you're in such a good place, Nine of Cups. And justice, there is an establishment of balance here as well. And I'm kind of feeling like this is sort of jamming a wrench in the spokes here. It's really preventing forward motion. And it may be someone that you're currently talking to, or a past love, or a boss that kind of is not very open to your ideas or something. I think there's a choice that's going to need to be made about this person, or about the role, or how much power you give this person. It can't stay this way for that much longer. And again, it might not necessarily be a person, although likely people are involved. Could be a situation, okay? This is like, especially in a work environment, this is kind of the client that calls you 40 times a day that, it's like a client you would like to fire, kind of a person that if you're dating them, maybe you walk in the door and feel like you have to walk on eggshells because you don't really know if something's going to set them off today or not. There's something very explosive coming out about this King of Wands. It triggers you in a big way, or they get triggered in a big way by small things. This is the thing that needs to be expelled. And I think the universe is carving a path for that to happen. Virgo. Virgo has a lot to do with, has a lot to do with our actions, right? It's an earth sign. So it has a lot to do with the actual physical manifestation of things. The application. Virgo likes to apply the knowledge that it has acquired. And because we've got Venus in there, we've got Mars going in there. And later on in August, we've got the Sun going in through there. Also Mercury. And so the emphasis is now really on Leo, Virgo. Following your heart with Leo, feeling a strong desire to express yourself and follow your passion, and then actually doing it, Virgo. There's a reason why they're in that order. So the universe now is asking you to do something, to make certain decisions, and it's for the best. I mean, it's not only for the best for you, but it's for the best for the King of Wands as well, because Five of Swords isn't productive for anybody. Okay. Oh, we got like another Three of Cups. So like Three of Cups. Rejoice in celebration. That's exactly right. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Be light. There's no reason to be heavy. This heaviness doesn't necessarily belong to you, this person, this situation. Like they've got issues, like they're not happy about something. They're going through something. And I just don't really think it has anything to do with you. So don't take it on your shoulders. Don't burden yourself with it. Nine of Cups is even a suggestion here that you deserve to be happy. You do. You deserve to be fulfilled by what you do and by the people that you surround yourself with. Because the Three of Cups people, they make you happy. Right? They bring you a smile on your face. They make you laugh. They listen to you. They feel you. They empathize with you. There's something beautiful about those types of connections. And a King of Wands doesn't really seem in the place to be able to do that right now. Emotional, that's weird. Emotional withdrawal. So you may be emotionally withdrawing from someone, or someone may be emotionally drawing with you. You may be feeling more and more disconnected from your job. And maybe there's a lot of questions of like, well, what do I do? I know you can feel yourself drifting. You can feel yourself drifting away, but this sort of drifting place is where you're supposed to be. Okay? And yeah, a new start is coming, but hasn't started quite yet. Communication is key. There are going to be some things that you're going to have to say. Mercury in Leo can't help it anyway. It's going to say whatever it wants. So this is probably going to be a time when those conversations that you've been avoiding, they're going to be laid on the table for you. Just right there. And you're going to be like, okay, I guess this is it. You might as well start preparing for it. Okay, so that the hard conversations that need to be said, like start the clock, I'd give yourself 2 months. At some point in 2 months, those conversations are going to happen. Happy. Now, when we prioritize our happiness or our joy, please don't misunderstand that we're telling you to avoid or suppress. It's definitely not what's going on. There's always going to be healing running parallel to our joys. But you can give yourself the space to feel all the joy, as much joy as you possibly can. Okay? And make choices that make you happy. And sometimes you don't quite know what makes you happy, and so you have to just kind of experiment a little bit. Don't be afraid to experiment. To try something and see if it works. Well, we have emotional withdrawal, and we have a walking away card. So you do seem to be walking away from something, leaving something or someone behind. But I don't feel a sadness around it. In fact, I actually feel a sense of relief. See, the Virgo archetype can be very selfish. We often give that sort of crown to Leo sometimes because it kind of is represented by the sun and all that. But Virgo, the archetype, really is about self-mastery. So there has to be a lot of focus on the self. There has to be a lot of focus on the inner workings and the behaviors and the actions that go with the inner workings. Virgo, we like to learn how to really control ourselves. How do we feel an emotion? How do we think a thought and not let it control us? The true us, which is behind all of it, which is the observer. Okay? So I don't see a lot of sadness about things. It's just kind of what is. And that's beautiful. Health. Oh, there we go. We also have Virgo, the ruler of health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. So physical health, a big component. Taking care of your temple, treating your body as a temple, as a sacred space. This stuff desecrates the sacred spaces. It's toxic. It's like pouring a bunch of like gasoline in a temple, like with that stink or that aroma is just ready to catch on fire, right? We don't want to do that. Remember the emotional, spiritual components of physical health, how they go together. Everything needs to be addressed. The cleanest diet you can possibly consume, both food-wise, entertainment-wise, friendship-wise, right? Because these are really, really good for your health. This, not so much. And then we have true manifesting is about receiving what is of the highest good for all. See, when you walk away, when you withdraw, when you embrace a new start, and when you prioritize your health, that is for the highest good. And whether you realize it or not, there is a quality of manifesting with all of that. Okay? Short readings today. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm just feeling a little short with my words, but hopefully they still are useful in some way, shape, or form. I'm going to leave you guys there. Have an amazing week. I'll see you very soon with the August readings. Take care.